Hi, Misty. Thank you so much for being on the show today. I'm Michelle Markman. I'm the host of Beyond the Business Cage. I'm so grateful you're here. And this is a space for entrepreneurs, coaches, and side hustlers who are ready to explore what's really keeping them feeling trapped and what freedom could really feel like, as well as, their experience in business, in entrepreneurship. So I'll pass it over to you and ask you to introduce yourself to our guests.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me. My name is Misty. I am an energy and alignment coach. I was certified in life path astrology in 2020. However, I've been coaching women since 2015.
Awesome. Awesome. All right, so let's get into it. What does your business or entrepreneurial journey look like from the outside versus what it actually feels like in your body? What would you say other people sort of see it as versus what your experience of it is?
Mm, um, You know, when I first started, a lot of people, I had my own health transformation, and a lot of women were coming to me. They saw like this glow, this confidence, because I had lost a whole bunch of weight and I had all this energy, and I was in my element of coaching women. And so they were coming to me and wanting me to help them with the confidence and the weight loss and the energy. But, and on the outside, it looked like I had this picture perfect life. But really, it came from alignment because it came from me asking myself, like, what do I need to feel my best? And they saw, the outer shell of that, but they didn't see all the inner work that really went into that. And that came from like walking away from relationships, walking away from jobs, like things that were draining my energy and not really fulfilling me. And I started just asking myself, like, what do I want? How do I want to get paid? How do I want to feel in my body? And I started making these micro shifts every single, weekly or monthly. And what they were seeing was like after 6 or 9 or 12 months of all those micro shifts, they were seeing like, wow, she has it all together. But they didn't really see me crying in the shower and wondering what was next, and why does my life not look and feel like everything I saw on Instagram, everything I saw in the highlight reel of Facebook.
Yeah. And I think that's sort of the secret is that you're still human behind the scenes and you're still going through life as a human. So you still have all those messy emotions and big feelings. And, entrepreneurship really is a roller coaster. And what you see on Instagram is just the highlight reel. It's not the full experience of everything that we go through on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah.
So when did you notice that what was supposed to give you freedom started feeling more like small or just didn't feel like it was everything that you expected it to be?
Yeah, a few years into my business, I was like doing everything that they told you to do, of posting the highlight reel on Facebook, posting your lifestyle and these motivational quotes, and it started to feel like a performance, and it started to feel like a to-do list that I had to master instead of showing up authentically, showing up real.
Yeah, I think that's
And
so.
showing up from a place of heart rather than a place of like, this is how what I'm supposed to do, and this is what all the gurus are telling you to do, instead of showing up really from the heart and serving from the heart.
Right, absolutely. And I think that's probably a journey that many of us entrepreneurs go through where it's figuring out what is being authentic, what is being performative, and how much authenticity do we share, right? Because we still want to have our own personal lives, But at some point, you have to be vulnerable and you have to be authentic with your audience for them to really get to know who you are and to really want to work with you. But at the same time, you don't want to overshare.
Yeah, there is that fine line of being vulnerable enough so people understand who you are and your value system and all that so they can connect with you, but then also not like trauma dumping and, sharing things as you're going through it instead of showing up as the healed version and teaching the lesson.
Right. And I think that was a big lesson for me over the years was how much do I share and when do I share it? And really just getting to a point where I've realized that going through these things, processing them, healing from them, and then sharing that experience with my audience is what's really going to benefit everyone most because they can see that you can go through these messy, uncomfortable things, process through them, heal them, and really have post-traumatic growth from things and really move beyond them rather than kind of like you were saying trauma dump in the middle of something and then just make your audience uncomfortable. So it's definitely a learning experience as we go. So what part of running your business creates the most activation in your nervous system, would you say? Is it sales, visibility, client delivery, something else?
For me, it's offer creation
Mm.
and content creation, like figuring out like where she is right now and what she most needs to hear from me. That's really activates me and being able to serve her like where she is.
So that's like what's most exciting to you?
Mhm.
Is
Yeah.
that and what do you find sort of most stressful or overwhelming?
Mm, a lot of the back end things, I've just realized that more and more I'm just recognizing my own gifts that I am good in front of the camera. I'm good with connecting with clients. I'm not so good with the tech side. I'm not so good of messing with the back end of my website and all that. And so there's been a lot of freedom in that I don't have to do it all and I can just like go all in on what I'm really good at and just let someone else handle it.
That's awesome. I'm so glad to hear that you're delegating. It's super important in business, and especially
Yeah,
for us solopreneurs, it can be really challenging to get to that point.
right.
Yeah. So how does your body respond when you think about scaling or taking the next step in your business?
Mm. Um, so I've been navigating through that a lot because I've had a lot of growth in the past, and although I wasn't necessarily delegating, and I grew fast, and I was still doing everything, so it caused a lot of burnout.
Mhm.
So I'm navigating my pace and figuring out what feels good and what can I handle without overextending myself.
It's a fine line, right?
Yeah.
It's such a learning process because we're all different. And if it depends on the clients and that's why I always say, it's so important to work with your soulmate clients because if you're working with people that are not your soulmate clients, they're going to drain your batteries so much faster
Mm,
than people that
yeah,
you're meant to work with. They're meant to work with you. If they light you up, you light them up.
yeah.
Yeah. What would your business feel like if you could run it from a completely regulated and grounded place?
It would feel expansive.
Yeah.
So aligned, knowing that all you do is show up and serve and the right people are gonna hear it and it's gonna land for the right people and the right people who need it are gonna come into your world.
Yeah. Beautiful. So if you could design your entrepreneurial life around your nervous system needs instead of against them, what would change for you?
Mm, I would have more help,
Yeah.
both in the home and in the business.
Right?
Yeah.
I feel like that's why we're all in business, right?
Yeah.
Getting to that point where
Yeah.
you got
Having
all
someone help with meals or errands or helping with the kids or, just taking all those tiny little tasks that just kind of eat at you in the back of your brain.
make it so much easier, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What would you tell someone watching who feels successful on paper, but they feel trapped in their body or in their business? Like they've built like a 7 by 12 jail cell, which is working 7 days a week, 12 hours a day.
I would ask her, is this lighting you up? Is this what you wanted? Is this energizing you or is it draining your battery?
Yeah,
Yeah. And I would encourage her to start just reflecting on what gives her energy and what drains her energy and start giving herself permission to allow the things to go that are not fulfilling for her.
I love that. And where can people connect with you if they want to learn more about what you do and tell us a little bit about, your ideal client, who you help, what you do, and how they can get in touch with you?
Yeah, so I have a podcast called the Queen Rising Podcast, and I'm also on YouTube as Misty Anderson. So I work with women. Usually, they are moms. Sometimes they're stay-at-home moms, or they could be work-from-home moms, work-at-home moms. Um, she's typically tired, exhausted, overwhelmed by all the things, and I help her kind of have a reset, re-energize her life, get her energy back, and start feeling like herself again.
Love that. So I'd just like to extend a closing invitation to anyone watching. If you feel like you are currently stuck with your nervous system, you feel like you're overwhelmed, you're struggling to get out of your head and back into your body, you just get yourself stuck in thought loops, or you feel like you're either constantly fighting or running or frozen, maybe, or you are people pleasing in order to feel safe in your body and to feel safe with whoever you're working with, I encourage you to book a momentum reset call. And this call is a 2 week reset that's going to get you out of fight or flight, back into your body, back into your life, back into your business to create this lifestyle, expansive lifestyle business that you set out to create and get you out of that 7 by 12 jail cell that you've gotten yourself into. It's for women who are ready to hit their 10K months. And right now it's on sale for 40% off at $297. It's going up to $497 August 1st. So thank you so much, Misty, for being on the show today. I appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
All right.